So I was just kind of running around and I found this cliff under the starting area. And I was like, oh, there's a cave here. So I went into the cave and I ran into these demi-human chiefs, and they were kind of tough, but no big deal. Right after them, I happened to find the dragon incantation area. Apparently, the way to get here was going through that cave with those demi-human chiefs, and this is where you trade your dragon hearts for incantations. I knew I needed to find this eventually, but I just happened to stumble on it, so that was nice. And while exploring, I found another little cave that had a rune bear as a boss, which wasn't too crazy, but just want to throw this in here. While exploring Liurnia, I found these cliff bottom catacombs, and they had a stone sword key statue, and I decided to waste one. Hopefully, there's enough for all of them in the game. If not, oops, but I'll figure that out eventually, I guess. But I found a cool helmet. After I got the helmet, I went and fought the end boss, which was just another one of these watchdogs, so nothing too crazy here. So here's a part I got really frustrated with, because look at everything I'm doing here. I give myself a magic shield. I'm using my pickled turtleneck, flame on my sword, flame grease. I used a rune arc as well. So I'm pretty buffed out here at the moment, and really, I just didn't want to lose the rune arc. But I come up to this guy, Adam, who was a pain. I do look at all this damage I do. I do a ton of damage to this guy. I'm just like, all right, I'm just sending it. We're gonna get this over with. But he just starts hitting me, so I just kind of, I'm like, okay, he doesn't do that much damage. It's fine. I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing, and then that happens, and I'm like, dude, no way. And I just completely lose my rune arc. So that made me really salty. I don't know if this guy just specifically does that much damage, or I just don't have enough defense, but this was my second attempt, and I took him out really easily. I got this cool Flame of the Fell God, which 41 faith, not quite ready to use that, but man, that I was mad at that. But anyway, after that, I kept heading west of Liurnia, and I come upon this village of the Albernaries. Hopefully I said that right. And there was this boss just kind of hidden at the top of this area called the Omen Killer, and he had a cool little talisman. Wasn't super crazy though. My shield was able to block most of his attacks, and I was able to stagger him pretty nice, especially with my special attack. But yeah, I guess the talisman's to block headshot damage, which was a little weird, but maybe it's a PvP item. I'm unsure, so probably won't be using it though. As we continued heading west of Liurnia, we ran into this world tree, and we have this avatar here. He gave me a little bit of trouble. You just saw I used my black flame blade. I just reached enough faith to be able to use that. It's I don't know. It lasts for 2 hits. I mean, yeah, it does a little bit of damage, but it only lasts for 2 hits, which is kind of insane. But yeah, this guy gave me a little bit of trouble, just because I was trying to find the balance between switching between my my shield and my little incantation deal, but he just catch me right in between trying to throw it on my sword. That got me a few times, but we ended up getting him. I continued heading north of Liurnia, and I ran across this dragon here, which I think is holding the glintstone key to the castle, so Smaragd. He is pretty similar to Akhil, I mean, he pretty much just shot a bolt of magic, and his fire was blue. It's probably the only difference is he had a ton of health though, but no big deal. We got him. Since we got the glintstone key, we can now enter this castle area where Rennala is waiting for us. It's not very often that the areas are kind of hard in a sense, where it doesn't take 1 or 2 tries to get through, but this one was wild. I was not ready, or I was not used to fighting all these guys with projectiles, so this one area just is throwing me for a loop, but I finally made it through. Halfway through the academy, we ran into the Red Wolf of Radahn, took him out, and continued onward. And here we are at the top, fighting Rennala. The first phase of this fight was kind of fun. You know, you just kept running so you didn't get things dropped on you, hitting her little spawns that had the glowing bubbles around them until she'd fall. No big deal. Second phase, that one was a little bit tougher. This second phase, man, it was mostly about dodging and running and getting your hits in when you could, at least for me. Everything just kept chasing me. Is all right, just gotta get closer, and then she'd jump away and I'd be like, well, gotta do it all over again. It felt like a maze at some points, but I kind of enjoyed it, just being able to run around in circles and get past everything. But the first time she used this ability, oh man, I got nervous. It wasn't that scary after I saw it, but still pretty cool. These summons were easily the hardest part. Luckily, they would disappear after a while. If I just kept running away, it's like that. They would just disappear, and then I could continue my try and squeeze a hit in when I could. But when they were up, I felt the pressure. Then the end all be all, which I was not expecting. She summons a dragon, and oh man, I was getting nervous. So I had her so low. One more hit. I thought the dragon was gonna kill me at that point. That would have been awkward, but we made it. We finally made it to the top of the castle. And now we are about to fight a boss. It's just another one of those horse bosses, except the gimmick this time is that we don't have our horse, so we just gotta fight him on the ground, which is no problem. I really went into the Divine Tower, and I wasn't able to get in. And I learned that you need to do this quest line for Ranni to be able to get an item from her. That way you're able to get into the Divine Tower. So that's what I am working on at the moment. This quest has led me into Caelid, where I'm about to fight the dragon Exyx. Hopefully again, I'm saying that right. Oh my gosh, I don't know what was different about this one, but that move that he just did right there, I was having so much trouble dodging it for some reason. I was able to dodge everything else. Everything's the same as other dragons pretty much, but that one move where he just jumps back and breathes whatever out, the Scarlet Rot, I just kept getting hit by that so many times. And, you know, it's pretty much one shot. But we eventually got him, and we move on. Now with the dragon out of the way, I had one more stop in Caelid I needed to do for this quest. Radahn. I ran up this hill a multitude of times. I tried to fight him many times over, on horse and on foot. Many attempts unsuccessful, but I did not give up, and I kept pushing forward. After all the times I fought him, I came up with a strategy. Quite a simple one. Hit and run. I would wait for him to finish his attack animations, which were pretty pretty obvious after a little bit. And every time he did one of his animations, I'd run in, I'd get 2 hits in, and run away until he did another attack animation. And that was how I made it through. Unfortunately for me, though, there are a lot of clips going around of this specific part of the fight. But I never really got wiped out by it because I kind of was expecting it, which was unfortunate. But oh well, just another part that I don't have to try and get by. Right here is probably the moment where I would die the most. I'd get him so low, but I would get very greedy when he gets this low, and he's maybe 3 hits away, so I would try and go for the 3 hits. But this time I played it safe. I didn't just keep running at him. I decided to wait for his very last animation for when I'd be able to run in and finish him off. But just patience, that's all it was. Just had to keep running. There we go. Finally, we got him. After Radahn, one of the last things I had to do, the Finger Slayer Blade, I went to the underground city here, and I won't lie, I watched a video over how to get it because I was so sick. I just went into this tower. I never thought this much work would be required to get into this divine tower, but I just wanted it to be over with. So I got the finger, I go to Ronnie, I get the hourglass thing, and I head to the tower. The next video, I will show you guys, though, what is in the tower, because that's as far as I got for this one. Thanks for watching.